Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Today is my first NaNoWriMo video of the season and I look forward to chatting with you all. Hello. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you have been around for a while, welcome back. It's great to see you again. You might notice I have a different hair look today. I had been doing the wig thing on the channel for a really long time because I've had some hair issues. I might do a little thing about that, like a short on Instagram or something, but I am trying to regain my confidence in that area. So I did my Preptober videos with the lovely gothness black wig, and I am trying to start a new chapter now with the channel where I don't rely on wigs for my appearance. So yay! Alright, so I've had a bit of a lame start when it comes to NaNoWriMo this year, but I'm thinking it'll get better in the weeks ahead. The main thing to point out for this week is that, yes, I had planned to do daily vlogging, but I have not been able to. There have been some rocky events, but I won't go into any detail about that. Really, getting set up to work in a new location is always going to be a bit difficult to start, and I predict myself getting into the flow of things more from this point on. That being said, I have been getting my editing in at least, and I wanted to share one little thing I'm doing that I didn't say in my Preptober videos, just in case it's helpful to others participating in NaNoWriMo or thinking about doing it in the future. For me, I really wanted to get those badges on the Nano site and wasn't too sure about it when it came to word count, because editing is not as word county as writing. You don't really count that so much. It's more like about pages and how long it's taking you. But I have been chasing that elusive daily par since I started, and damn it, I want it this year. So I set my daily goal to 1,667 words, and this is so I don't have to then, go through and count every word on the page. Yes, I am editing a physical printout of my novel, so I'm going ballpark. On average, one page of writing is 500 words, so I'm counting par as 3.5 pages. It's a bit over, but some pages are shorter, and it's good enough. So if you're editing and you are obsessive about badges like I am, I would recommend using this method. Honestly though, it feels kind of like cheating. So when I start a new draft next year, I am once again going to try for daily par with a fresh story. But for now, I need to finish Synterra, so that is what I'm working with. And hey, it's going well. Today is Sunday the 4th, and I just wrapped my live sprinting session, and I am once again at par for the day. The editing is going really well, though I have been feeling a bit insecure, like I'm not doing enough. I've got that too much gene, and it hits me all the time in a variety of areas. So when I'm editing a chapter, and aside from some little grammatical tweaks, I think it's good as is, I'm also at the same time being like, is it really though? What could I expand on? What could I remove? And then I think I'm not doing enough. I think that'll pass though. The beginning of the novel is fairly tight as I've been working and reworking it for ages. It's the later stuff that I've written in the past couple years that will need the most work, since it's only on its first or second iteration, whereas the first third or first half has been, done for a decade. So basically, by the time I'm in the second half of November, I think I will be wishing I had the chapters in front of me that I do now. With all that being said, I have titled this video with Winnipeg in it, so I want to bring us back a little bit to that topic. Yes, I am in Winnipeg, my hometown right now. It's been great here catching up with friends and family, and I'm here for another couple weeks, so I'll be doing even more of that and having plenty of walks down memory lane in the snow. The second I arrived here, it was winter, and I don't know why I was surprised. I should not have been, but I was. So it's been an adjustment. Anyhow, with my creativity, I take a lot from nostalgia as well as new experiences. So I thought the best way to kick off a year of new experiences would be to start at the beginning. When I do get to vlogging, you're gonna see some stuff from my past, and I'm looking forward to sharing that, even though it will definitely not hit you guys the same as it's gonna hit me. At the very least, though, I hope to express some memories and emotions so that it will actually be interesting. Usually, with my videos for NaNoWriMo, I like to read some excerpts as I go. So to wrap up this video, I am going to read an excerpt that was actually inspired by my cousin, whose family home I'm staying in right now. A bit of backstory first, though. When we were little, my aunt would sometimes host these amazing pancake breakfasts. Tons of pancakes and fruit and lots of fun for me and my cousins. I know for some people, cousin is not like a close family label, but for me, like my mom and her sister are very close, so they have been like my siblings growing up. Anyhow, one Sunday, my uncle who lived in Toronto, he unfortunately passed away recently, and the Stygian collection is dedicated to him. He had sent us these gourmet syrups. It's really strange sometimes what memories will like stick in your mind. I also have like a very weird memory. I don't remember a lot, and I'm someone who, when I go through something traumatic, there's a term for it, I forget it right now, but it's like my memory blocks it out. So that's how my brain protects itself. So I have like segments of that through my life, which make things a little bit like, I don't know. But this is one of my childhood memories that stuck with me just because it was very funny. And I actually remember these syrups. One was pear and one was peach. And we were kind of having this breakfast specifically to try them. Like, okay, we each got these, let's get together and we'll try both of them and it'll be really nice. I think they might have been from somewhere special, but I can't remember. But one of my younger cousins, I think she was probably like 7 or something at the time. When everyone else was looking away and in conversation, she just absolutely doused her pancakes in one of these expensive syrups. And I remember the adults in the room leaping up when they realized, almost in slow motion, just to try to stop this thing from happening. And so it's this memory that I just had to take for this scene. I have kind of a character in it he's the bratty little brother, and when I was writing things to bring out his personality more, I was like, let's use this. I think this is going to be very good for Kellen. So without further blathering, I'm going to read you a little bit about Kellen's incident. It's going to start off though with, look at me not actually having my my place ready. This is because I was just editing. Anyway, this is going to start with Kira, who's one of the main characters. There's 3 main characters, and then we'll go into the little Kellen bit. There's a lot of dialogue here, so I apologize if I'm not good at reading it, but if you watch my dialogue video, dialogue is something that I find comes to me very easily, and maybe you'll see some of the tips I mention and stuff as I read it. Today's the day, my girl. Her father greeted her with a grin, putting a hand on her back as they walked together into the kitchen. The one upside to this move was that everyone else in the house was so happy that family breakfasts were far more pleasant and appetizing than they had been in London. Kellen picked less fights, as all he wanted to do was get outside and catch frogs, and Bridie's usual anxious personality had calmed greatly, so rather than creating rushed packed lunches and throwing a box of cereal down on the table each morning, she and Dudu got up early and leisurely made a full hot breakfast together. Today's the day for what? Kira questioned as she selected the bright red chair at the head of the table and eyed the centerpiece, a large plate full of pancakes ready to be served. Today is the day that you get a job. Kira dramatically put her head down on the table as Kellen pointed at her and laughed. You've got to get a job. Ailish, sitting across from him, gave him a judgmental look, raising one eyebrow. Kellen, there's nothing wrong with getting a job. Really, Kira should have had one long ago. Thanks, Mom, Kira responded sardonically to her sister, 7 years her junior. Ailish gave a small shrug and focused her attention on the plate in front of her, carefully cutting her food into tiny pieces. How do you expect me to get a job in this place, anyway? Kira reached her fork out to the plate and looked at her father, who had started doing the washing up as Bridie took her place at the table. Any place people have to live, people have to work. Walk down to the town and find something. There's pubs, shops, all you need to do is look. She of course knew he was right, yet as much as Kira was not enjoying her current situation in their new house, somehow she figured working in the nearby town would not make it any better. The sooner you get a job, the sooner you can move back to London, if that's what you wish, Bridie added unexpectedly. Kira perked up. The thought had not occurred to her. But then I'm not likely to go back to school, and you always insisted. Bridie shrugged and smiled at her daughter. Kira, by now, we know school may not be the path you choose. If you choose to work and then return to London, your father and I aren't going to push you away from that. Kira studied her mother's face and then the plate in front of her. All right, I'll go to town today. Bridie smiled. Thank you, dear. Kellen! Letting out an audible gasp, Bridie's attention had turned quickly to her son, causing the rest of the table to follow suit, seeing that he had poured half a bottle of syrup onto his pancakes, the deep dish they were in now filled to the brim with the sugary substance. Should have known he was too quiet, muttered Kira as Bridie whisked the plate and bottle away to deal with the situation at hand. Kellen pouted in his seat, his plans to eat himself into a sugar coma thwarted once again. So there's your excerpt for the day. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoyed the dialogue, and maybe it carried on and gave you some inspiration about adding those like extra little action notes and stuff when you are writing your characters speaking. The chapter's name, by the way, is Whiskey and Whispers. And yes, I am naming my chapters. I think that we don't see enough of that anymore. So let me know, actually, in the comments below what you think of the chapter naming. Is that something that you like? Do you hate it? Do you miss it? Do you use it in your own work? With the Stygian Society, I really want to return to classic practices, so I'm doing my best to follow through on that with my own works, which will eventually be published under that imprint. And that's all for today. I hope you got a little something out of this check-in, and I look forward to entertaining you all with more vlogging in the next one. Remember that I am running live video sprints right here on YouTube every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern for the month of November, and that you can join me on the Stygian Discord server for text-based sprints every Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. The only one I will not be doing is on the 21st, since I'm going back to Montreal that day. If you have not done so yet, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you actually get notified when I post new videos. And I hope that you are having a day that is just as wonderful as you are. Bye!